Hi everyone, this is Thomas once again with another session of Wisdom Talks where I speak to entrepreneurs who are starting an organization or who have been an entrepreneur for quite some time with an intention to learn from them and also to bring out the knowledge that they have acquired, the experience that they have acquired for all of us so that all of us can benefit from it. Today, I have Mr. Leo Paul, who has recently started an organization which revolves around the buzzword that we keep hearing these days, that is AI. And he also chose a very small niche area in AI to cater to customers' needs in a particular niche area. And I met him a few weeks back at a conference, and I really wanted to understand more about what he does and how can we take inspiration in understanding more of what he is doing and how we can also implement the tactics and strategies that he has adopted and how is he really adding value to his customers. So let's welcome Mr. Leo. Mr. Leo, over to you. I'd like you to kindly introduce yourself and your startup.
Thank you so much, Thomas, and thank you for inviting me. I am Leopold Johnson, to those viewers, and for the my background is that for the past 12 years, I was working as a patent attorney. By training, I'm an electronics engineer, and along with that, I have a master's in intellectual property management. For the past 6 years, while I was working as an IP counsel at Siemens, I had the privilege of testing a couple of patent drafting tools, AI tools, and that is when the idea struck to me that probably there is a specific niche for agentic patent drafting tools because I wasn't back then. I did not find any specifically agentic ones, which were the most of them were co-pilots. That is what led me to get together with my former mentor, Jacob, as well as Deepak Thomas, in order to start this company, Syncinvent Labs Private Limited. And our flagship product is Esgenix. It is an agentic patent drafting platform. It turns an invention disclosure into a full filing ready specification in about an hour or two. And the trick is that it's not one model behind a prompt. It is a council of agents, each with its own specific patent drafting philosophy that draft and they argue with each other, they critique each other's drafts and refine a patent application until the specification really holds up. So every claim, the advantage of this sort of architecture is that every claim would have explainability built in. Every claim term, the system will not just give you a really good legal term for the specific concept that you're trying to patent, but it'll also tell you why it has used that particular term. It can defend why it's scoped the way it is. And it is not a science project either. We have already have customers, paying customers, and it is already being trialed by a large number of people. I mean, by a large number, I mean 6 to 7 people, companies as of now. Yeah,
Amazing.
that's what.
So, how is your model or the AI platform that you're building?
Yeah,
How is it uh, setting itself apart from the various tools that are available, other generic tools that are available? So, for example,
yeah,
let's say tools like just like ChatGPT or Notebook LM,
right,
where you can put in a document or a reference document, and you can actually ask it to start drafting output through that. So how is
right,
yours differentiating from that?
right. Let's take a step back and let's think of these models as human beings. Just consider that. Just humor me, right? Um, A model is like a very intelligent human being who has got the general intelligence and the keyword being general. So let's take Einstein. Let's take Albert Einstein, the smartest guy in the room, right? And make him draft a patent application.
Hmm.
If you do that, he might flop on the first try. Not because he's brilliant, but because patent drafting is not an IQ test. It is an experience game. And he wouldn't know which questions to ask the inventor, where a claim quietly breaks, how an examiner is going to read it. These are all things that even a smart person like Einstein might just miss out, right? Because he has zero patent reps. So what we've done is to bake that experience in, and in our world, we would like to call that experience as context. It is asking the right questions, the structure, the examiner logic. So instead of a genius guessing his way through, you get a system that already knows the craft.
Hmm.
Using a general model such as Claude or OpenAI model in order to draft patents is akin to getting a very smart person who doesn't have any experience in drafting patents to draft a patent, right? Using our system is to have a council of such agents who all of which who know patent drafting because the experience and the context is already built in.
Hmm.
Um, Debate among themselves, try to find a common ground and consensus, and ultimately draft the best patent application for you. So, and that is where we are extremely different. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. But I have a follow-up question on that. See,
Yes, yes.
we have been hearing for quite some time now
Mhm,
that
mhm.
every model that comes out, okay, one
Right,
after the
right,
other, is better
right.
than the previous one. And
Yes.
there is also a race towards AGI,
Yes.
where the claim is that an AI model or an
Mhm,
AI application can literally
mhm,
do every single task that a
mhm.
human can do. So,
Right.
what is the moat that you have, or why do you feel that particular advancement will not
Mhm,
overtake what your models are capable of doing currently
mhm,
with you? I mean, what is it that is going to differentiate, or the moat that you are creating for the long run when there
mhm.
is advancement happening with AGI or
Mhm.
the generic models being able to do
Right,
specific tasks and all that?
right. I would say the same thing. As the intelligence of these um individual people increases, individual models increases, we rely on these individual models, and we instead of asking a single model, we are making the models look at multiple perspectives. So the intelligence applied to each of these perspectives increases. So in one way, as the models keep increasing, and since we keep upgrading our models, any sort of improvements inside the model is compounded in our case, right? And if you also apply that the very same intelligence to ask the right questions, and in order to understand the right um, um, ramifications of each legal term that we do.
Hmm.
um, as and when these models improve, our concept will only become more and more improved. The quality of the patents drafted will only improve as most of these things comes, because again, like I said, it is not a single person thinking or applying a prompt to a single thing to do it. It is all about compounding this explainability architecture is a feature, isn't a feature that you can bolt on a weekend. This is generally hard to copy,
Hmm.
because and once we've embedded in a firm's drafting workflow, that is a real lock-in, that is kind of the moat. And that is something that we can use to improve the system. Yeah. But I understand, if you have any queries, please feel free to ask, because if that doesn't answer your question, like,
No, no, it does. It does. I mean,
yeah.
as long as you are providing a differentiation, or as long as
Right.
you are able to give an additional value to what the AGIs can do,
Yeah,
obviously, you are positioning at a much more value for the organizations who
right.
hire your services. So, who
Right.
are your ideal customers? Like, who would want to come to you and take your services and benefit from what you're providing them? Who are your ideal customers?
So, it could be really patent-heavy law firms. Patent-heavy law firms. I've seen law firms which draft 100 patents a month. And or more than that. And sometimes they drown in drafting backlog. Now, the thing is that there is a mechanical aspect to patent drafting and a strategizing aspect to patent drafting, right? If you are really good at patent law, there is that you can actually understand the client's requirements. As a patent attorney, you can understand the client's requirements, the product that he's about to sell in the next few years, and align and strategize the patent however the way you want. However, that is one part of the patent drafting process. The other part is the mechanical process of actually drafting the applications. Now, that mechanical process is currently replaced by prompt engineering, as in not in our system, but in most cases, there is a new skill set that patent drafters are learning, and that is how to prompt these LLM models effectively. So, which means that there might be someone who might not get the knack of prompting, but he might be a very good legal mind, and which means that someone else who might not be very good at claim strategy might actually outdraft him simply because of the fact that this person has knows to make better prompts. We don't want that to happen. What we actually want is the lawyers to actually focus on their legal mind, the legal strategy, the claim strategy.
Hmm.
So, and the mechanical part, our system can basically take care of it. So, ultimately, the ideal customers would be law firms as well as corporate firms drowning in drafting work, and that is a real issue because back in my time at Siemens, I've noticed that there was this huge amount of people submitting invention disclosures
Hmm.
because since the advent of LLMs, because in the simple sense that they have more access to knowledge and more access to customer pain points and ideas, and it becomes much more easier to brainstorm. So although they are the ones who are inventing, the technology that can help them invent has really increased,
Yeah.
which ultimately means that more number of patents and more number of invention disclosures has to be analyzed and things such as that. And also, for the simple reason that companies and corporate teams who would want to go through their backlog and still maintain industry grade quality, still maintain the quality of figures and everything at a very affordable cost. Those are our ideal customers.
Amazing. So, you have transitioned from being an employee to an entrepreneur, employee to
Right,
an employer.
right,
Um, the challenges I know obviously are different from one phase of our career to the other phase of our career or life.
right.
What are the challenges that you are seeing as an entrepreneur, which you did not see as an employee?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to just face the question as an entrepreneur first,
Hmm.
and then I'll just compare it with the employee aspect. As an entrepreneur, especially for SaaS in India, it is I would say that honestly, the bottleneck isn't where the product works. The product is actually working very well. It is basically the volume of outreach,
Hmm.
especially in the market which I'm playing in, because legal buyers are very cautious and the sales cycles are very long. So there is a trust hurdle in getting people, really skilled patent attorneys to lean on AI, right?
Hmm.
Although people are slowly, warming up to AI, there is a trust hurdle in getting them. And I am building the pipeline from near zero while running everything else at the same time. As an all three of us our hands are completely full. Our plates are really full because of the simple reason that you have to take care of the entire company. There are certifications to be taken care of. There is, of course, the outreach programs, product development, everything. So ultimately, and that also really reads into the kind of change that I feel as a entrepreneur compared to an employee. Because as an employee, the work was bounded.
Hmm.
Somebody handed me the problem, the pipeline existed. I could actually go deeper on the craft that I was just good at, as in which is patent drafting, right? The system around me was someone else's job. No, and as a founder, that flips entirely. The product working isn't the hard part. I know the craft. I know how patents have been drafted. I mean that's the easy bit. The hard bit is everything that used to be invisible to me. Generating the pipeline, sitting with cautious legal buyers, uh, getting patent attorneys to trust the AI output. So doing all of it at once, with no one to monitor me. I'm completely and of course there is other thing that as an employee, as a slow week was still a paid week,
Hmm.
and now the volume of the outreach is the whole game, and nobody hands it to you. You have to manufacture. So the honest truth is that the skill that made me good as an employee is the thing that I worry about the least. The growth is happening in the muscles I never had to use before. And that is the one that has to have these micro tests and, incrementally that I have to build. So that is the entire thing.
So, how are you motivating yourself? One point that you said, that nobody monitoring me or nobody questioning me, that's one thing that you said. So, how
Right.
are you motivating yourself? How are you like, staying on track and the direction? And then every day you wake up in the morning and then you're all charged up. And how do you keep your drive on?
Honestly, that has been the simplest thing, the easiest
Oh.
thing, because um, because there is something that I would say that I found my way in one sense because patent drafting was actually a job for me, right? And this product development and this thing that I was developing, um, I considered it as a passion, right? And or you could say a little bit of an obsession, right? And so which means that earlier I was and there are downsides to that as well. The downsides are that as an employee I could really set timetables for myself. I could maybe not think about job, or I had to actively think about the job, and it doesn't it used to easily leave my head. I mean, not thinking about job was not a problem. My entire thought process was revolving around things other than the job, right? But ever since I started this venture, and ever since I started working on this product Esgenix and building it, my daily struggle is to keep the problem statements and the things to do out of my head and do other things in my life. It has a quality of getting you into that obsessive mode where you start, and probably that is the number one quality that's required for a founder of an early stage SaaS, because getting it right, there are a lot of things to actually get right and maintain. And so honestly, yeah, this the I'm is it difficult? Yes. I mean, it's always early mornings and late nights.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I'm really enjoying my life right now. So yeah, that's the thing.
Amazing. What one advice would you give to early stage startup entrepreneurs? What is one advice, uh, especially something that has helped you to come this
Uh,
far? What is one
uh-huh.
advice that you would like to give?
Uh, I would say that um, see, separate the question of whether your product works from whether you can sell it,
Mm-hmm.
and be brutally honest about what which one is your problem. I think that most founders, when things are slow, kind of have this habit of retreating into the product and just tweaking it, polishing it, rebuilding it, because building is very comfortable. Building is like the fun bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, selling is putting yourself in front of that other person and showing your product and hoping that the person basically likes it, right? So selling is the uncomfortable part, right? And a lot of time the product is would be fine, the product would be working very well, and the real gap would be distribution. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing is so the moment you actually name the real constraint, you stop hiding in the safe work and start doing the actual hard work that actually moves the business. And at this stage, I would say that comfort is your enemy. Go where it's uncomfortable, and because that's where the growth is. And as of now, the entire thing, as far as an early stage startup is concerned, early stage SaaS is concerned, uh, growth should be your number one agenda. It is a startup. I think someone in YC once said that a startup is a firm designed for uh, uncontrollable and voracious growth,
Mm-hmm.
and that is the whole thing about it. And if the startup has to grow, then you have to grow, and if you have to grow, you have to get out of your comfort zone. And it is difficult, it's not an easy thing, but you have to expose yourself to that gamma rays. Yeah, so that's the
Amazing.
whole thing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leo, for your time. Anything you would like to share other than what I have asked you? Any thought you have that you want to share to our viewers? Anything?
um well, if there is one thing I'd like to say is that we're just 2 months in, and building this, just the three of us. I don't have it all figured out, and that's fine. So the early stage is not like looking like you've won, but it's about being relentless. And I'm sure the most of your viewers are a lot of them are interested in starting their own startups, or building there. So if you're building something and it feels hard and slow and lonely, that is not a sign that you're failing. It's just that it's just what that part actually looks like. You just have to keep going. And people who win at this stage are the smartest in the room. They're the one who don't stop showing up. And that's all I had to say. Keep relentlessly pushing forward, and uh, it at some point you'll be there. You'll reach there. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. What is the best way to reach you? If somebody watching this would like to connect with you or explore some ideas with you or maybe inquire with you, what is the best way to reach you?
If you would want to actually try our demo, I mean, try our tool, then it's, of course, you can just go to esgenix.com. That is ESGENIX.com, and there is a request for demo button. Otherwise, please feel free to connect me via LinkedIn, and we can have a chat. Or yeah, that's about it.
Sure. We'll put the LinkedIn and the website URL in the description of this video.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much, Mr. Leo. This is really wonderful. Thank you for taking out time. I know we've been planning this for a few weeks now, but because of your schedule and that we couldn't do it. But thank you
Yeah,
very much. Really happy to see the way in which businesses are changing and the niche businesses that are getting created. In fact, yesterday I met someone who
right.
was creating a platform which bridges the gap between digital marketing and
Mhm.
decision making. Okay, I mean
Mhm.
it is it
Right,
when I heard it
right.
for the first time, even I didn't understand what does it actually mean. So basically, what he is doing is
Yeah.
he is creating a tool
Mhm.
which monitors your campaigns across different
Mhm.
platforms, and
Mm.
tells you what to do with those. Okay. Now,
Oh,
and I was like, is there a market for that? He said, yeah. I mean, of course, he's been in that industry for quite some time. So he
uh-huh.
has identified that particular niche, and he says that there's a good market for that. And I was like, wow, that's really amazing. That's an entirely new kind of a area of business to be in. I'm so happy to have spoken to you, Mr. Leo. Thank you very much, and thank you for the inspiration. And I hope many will get connect with you through this video, and explore more connections and collaboration with you, and get business for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Thank you so much, Thomas. Have a good day.
Thank you.
And yeah, bye
Bye.
bye.